fact that I was asked by many people how to eat on a budget, especially if you're hungry Uber Eats driver, going from one place to another. How do you eat on a budget? What is the best way to do that? Uh, that is the top question that I get asked. And the truth is, there is a little life hack. As an Uber Eats driver, you get the benefit to see firsthand what are the cheap places and what kind of places are not cheap, and whether or not those cheap places are valuable, which is a huge perk if you're an Uber Eats driver, because you get to experience many different places, see what they're up to, and make a decision whether or not you want to eat over there, which is pretty darn good. Today, for example, when I went to one of the places in Wilton, Connecticut, I noticed there was a really good place. It was like a little, almost like a classic, almost like from Stranger Things, little eatery. And the food is, the breakfast was like $6.99 or something, with French toast and eggs and whatnot. And it just felt like I went back in time in 1980s or 90s or whatever. It just had that scene, and I like that. And as a Uber Eats driver, you can discover those beautiful places. As Uber Eats driver, you can discover those places and be hypnotized by their nostalgia that they bring on the table. Because I thought about it, I was like, wait a second. The place that I seen today, breakfast was only $6.99 or something, and I'm like, man, that's pretty darn cheap in comparison to obvious, Manhattan prices, and just in general, it's so super expensive, especially in Connecticut. But surprisingly, I found in a small little town in Connecticut a really nice eatery. They had a little bit of breakfast, and the whole scenery looked like straight out of Stranger Things, from 1980s style of diner, I guess. Maybe you could kind of say that. It's a small little sandwich place. I went there and I received an order from this place. I was surprised to find that the order was placed by a really wealthy, affluent individual from such a nostalgic little cheap place. And yet somehow I was mesmerized by it, and I wanted to, also maybe give it a shot and give it a try. And eating in the budget,
Head to your pickup at
probably one of the greatest things you could do, guys, once you know how to do it.
Turn right on West Main Street.
I used to
1.5 miles,
spend a
turn
lot
left.
of time eating in restaurants, constantly ordering, constantly thinking that is the only way. And yeah, I don't do that anymore, guys. Instead of going to a restaurant like five times a week, I go maybe like 4 times a week. So that's a big change. Hold on a sec, guys. We're getting closer to some pizza place. I'm gonna get the food and I'm gonna head out, but that's also possibly gonna be one of those opportunities for me to eat on the budget from this pizza place. Let's go. Yes. A lot of people say, Rome, how can I eat on a budget? I don't have a lot of money. What kind of tricks can you recommend? Now, guys, look, at the end of the day, if you are not really happy about your lifestyle, you could always adjust it. You could always eat on a budget and have a beautiful, beautiful life. Guys, there's nothing wrong with eating on a budget. You'll be surprised how special, how creative your brain can get once you start eating delicious food on a budget. The problem is many of you guys don't realize how to do so, and in many cases just order really expensive food and don't really get anybody to tell you like how to eat on a budget. But if you were given an opportunity to spend a little bit of time to sit down and analyze some of the restaurants, you'd be surprised what you could find. All right, where were we? So I got a very delicious food right now, guys. We're heading out. Slowly but surely, we're heading out. All right, so The biggest and toughest question is, how do you eat on a budget? What is it that you can and cannot do? Where's the places that you could find on a budget? This is a treacherous question that I've been hunting many of you, and heck, me too. Now, I did discover some great places where you can eat on a budget. And if you're an Uber Eats driver, believe me, you're gonna love it. What I discovered is one interesting place where I can eat on a budget and have food better than five-star restaurant while still being on a budget. How funny is that? This is, my friends, what happens when you discover new. Try. Hold on a sec, guys. I gotta see what kind of delivery I'm getting. All right. So going back to what I was saying, believe it or not, there is a way for you guys to discover some of those new delicious food. Now, that one of hello guys, hello, thank you for allocating a little bit of your time, guys. And today I just wanted to let you know how to eat on a budget and feel like a king. And I know a lot of people don't talk about it, and I just want to tell you guys how I discovered some really good food in this shopping. Hold on a sec, guys. Right now it's a beautiful time, and it's really raining. It's a perfect time to getting deliveries. I keep getting. All right, guys, I went ahead and I picked. Thank you guys for jumping in. I went ahead and I picked up an order. I just picked up an order that is approximately 20 minutes, $15. So let's go. Woo! With every single dollar that I earn, I already know that I could multiply it multiple times. And of course, many of you who follow me probably understand the real happiness of why I'm so happy when I earn every single dollar. Not everybody pulls this off. Like, if you don't have the hybrid skills to convert $1 into 3, then obviously you wouldn't be so happy. But if you had that power, plus knew how to do things on a budget and find yummy food on a budget, believe me, life would be smooth sailing. Okay, guys, I know you gotta introduce a little bit of quirkiness. And I know, many of you wanna be eating food on a budget. And hold on a sec, I gotta figure out where I'm going. I don't wanna get lost. Sheesh, apparently I gotta take a left somewhere nearby. So guys, before I talk about the yummy food on a budget, I do wanna let you know that I did manage to catch some mice traps, because I had a problem. A little rodent was sneaking into my house. Obviously, I couldn't just let it be being loose, like a goose running around. I had to solve the problem. But anyway, we're gonna get to that point. Let me take a look at the Uber Eats app real quick, where we at, and then I'll talk about the food on a budget. Give me a second, guys. Sheesh, I gotta take a left turn over here. Oh my God. Trying to take a left turn is like playing Frogger game. I don't know if you guys ever tried to play that game. It's almost like trying to solve a triple murder mystery, trying to take a left. I bet. Anyway, so, well, yeah, where we were. Oh, yeah, squabble up, because we got a lot to cover. I got a little story for you about a rodent who's sneaking into my house. I had to go to Home Depot to get a bunch of mouse traps to catch it. But on the way from Home Depot, I figured I'd just do some Uber Eats deliveries and take you guys with me on a go. Oh, hold on a sec, I gotta see where I'm at. Give me a sec. Sheesh, I'm about 2 minutes away from making that delivery. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm delivering. Yum. And no, don't worry, that's not the food that I was talking about that you're gonna be eating on a budget. I got a lot more tea for you than that. Woohoo! Now, some of you probably wondering, well, how can you be like that, bro? How can you be so exciting just delivering some food in the middle of the dark street? I mean, come on, what is your secret? How can you be just so happy? Guys, look, at the end of the day, you just gotta be you. You gotta be, if you really wanna be really good, hold on a sec, I gotta see where I'm going, guys. I don't wanna get cooked. All right, guys, we're getting really close to the final delivery. And by the way, after this delivery, we got another delivery for $14. $14. Oh my God, I'm gonna earn $14 in this middle of the night in this rainy weather, $14, and then after that I'm gonna be able to convert $1 into 3. Woohoo! Now, guys, look, I know it's hard to be excited if you don't have the skills of converting $1 into 3. I get it, but don't worry, guys. In this channel, you're gonna learn precisely how to do that. So this way you can become really funny and, of course, lovely and, of course, happy in everything you do. And you know, you're gonna be amazed about what you're gonna discover in this journey. Hold on a sec, I gotta see where we're going. I don't want to get cooked. Sheesh. I'm constantly navigating through multiple trials, triumphs, and tribulations, attempting to get to final destination with hopes of earning that $10 quickly. From time to time, what I'm doing, guys, is switching between one app and another while commentating and placing you in my front view mirror, showing you guys the journey, taking you guys on a road, getting you guys all motivated to one day have a beautiful life and enjoy like food on the go, like budget food, and I'll talk about that a little bit. All right, guys, we're getting close to final destination.
Chris Age says, "Meet the door. Please ring doorbell."
Oh no, I gotta ring a doorbell. Oh my God, trying to pull in into this apartment complex is like trying to solve a triple murder mystery. Sheesh. All right, let's see if we could make out the sign. I gotta investigate the area first before, like in a rain, I gotta run out and see and do a little recon mission to see where I'm gonna drop the pizza. Sheesh. All right, guys, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm hoping that 156 number is right here. I parked in the middle of the street. This is sometimes you just gotta take a risk like this, guys. Is this 156? Oh God. Okay, this is 160. I'm hoping that hopefully I'm navigating through the correct path. Man, in the middle of the cold night, it's gonna be hard. She's trying to find the place where to drop the pizza when it's raining. It's like trying to solve a murder mystery. Now, it's really raining hard. For me to earn that $10, I need to be strategic. I need to be walking around under the windows with hopes of discovering 156 number. If you guys see 156 by any chance, let me know. That will reduce my suffering in hopes of earning that $10 quickly. But man, I can't figure this out. I need to turn on my mental thinking a little more stronger to figure this out. Obviously, I don't want to be walking around with pizza and getting cooked, not knowing exactly where to go, hoping that 156 is here somewhere. My God, it was not 156. It was 158 East Street all along. Oh my God. Okay, guys, that was a mission. Trying to find that apartment when it's raining. That apartment when it's raining. All right, guys, it's getting a bit complicated. I gotta find a place over here. It's called Miku Sushi. I think so. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. But the chances of finding that, I think I'm gonna go here, park over here, then hopes that I'll find something. All right, guys, so I got the food. And I'm heading out. Sheesh. All right. Wow. All right, guys. There's a lot of traffic over here, so once in a while you gotta be really, really kind of, you know, on your tippy toes when doing this. Always gotta be on the tippy toes. All right, so the next delivery is gonna be some ice cream. So I'm gonna be picking up some ice cream. Woohoo! So that's gonna be quite interesting, picking that up. And thank you guys for joining and being here. On a rainy day, it's quite easy to get very good deal. Now, right now what I'm doing is I'm picking up some food and taking you guys around this city. And yeah, so how do you eat food on a budget? Well, here's how. And if you're Uber Eats driver, this is a quick way to do that. The other day I went to Wigman. It's a nice little expensive place, but I found something on a budget that is really interesting. It was pork fried rice. It was like really stirred up rice with some egg and even some chicken in there. And I also got like a chicken there as well, a rotisserie chicken. It was like $10 and $12 for the stirred rice. And I realized that I could kind of split that through many days and just eat it. And man, it was so good. It was just so good. I don't know why. And I'm like, man, I typically, I wouldn't eat leftovers, but man, it was just, for me, it felt like a 5-star restaurant. And yeah, so if you ever guys like thinking about going to a restaurant or anything like this, just skip that plan altogether and just go to Wigman. Get yourself some stir fried rice, and I promise you're gonna love it. Hold on a sec, we are heading out to get some ice cream right now. I just need to see where I'm going. Now, not anybody will just tell you that. In many cases, people kind of try to hide and don't tell you those things. But I was really bad all this time. I'll be eating in restaurants almost every like maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Now I try to eat maybe like 3 to 4 times versus 5 times a week in a restaurant, which is it's a big improvement for somebody like me. But imagine if I was actually eating some of those food from Wigman and saving even more money. Sheesh. I mean, like, this is really good food, and I don't know why I didn't eat it before. Like, wow. But I mean, I know it's expensive in Wigman, but when I got that $12 stirred rice, I felt like, man, what the heck? There gotta be an easier way than spending so much money on stirred rice, $12. But it was the best rice ever, and it just felt like it could last forever. So long story short, guys, don't be afraid to get some stirred fried rice from Wigman, and also use a coupon. Can you believe it? I actually used a coupon, guys. This was the first time in my life I ever used a coupon, and it was $10 saving, and I liked it. I like making money, I like saving money, but I also like to have fun and eat really good food. And I mean, I had no idea that I'm just gonna have such a treat just by getting some stirred fried rice. So if you're ever struggling to decide what to eat on a budget, don't be afraid to eat some stirred fried rice. It's gonna fill you up, it's gonna make you feel happy. Then you're gonna come back and you're gonna be like, oh my god, thank god I listened to Ron Wells and I had some stir fried rice. So yes. The other thing that I came across that is really delicious is some of those really good breakfast places. When you do Uber Eats, you come across some of those breakfast places. And today I came across one of them that was sort of like in style of Stranger Things, like that TV show. But the prices were also pretty like low, $6.99 for a breakfast. It was a toast with French toast with some egg, and I was like, man, it kind of felt like I was back in the 90s. I mean, I don't know, guys, but I kind of like those restaurants. You could also have a little bit of food on a budget over there as well. At the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, if many of you are struggling to earn money and looking for food on a budget, there are better options. There are ways that you could just you know, eat really cheap food and still it still is gonna feel like a 5-star restaurant. There's ways. I had no idea that such ways exist, but recently I came across those ways and I was like, man, that's kind of crazy. At the end of the day, it may be a little bit tricky to find the right food, depending on what kind of person you are. If you're a mysterious type of person who just loves to eat random food and kind of in a nonchalant manner, then you probably will like my style of eating. I try not to eat a lot. I try to eat. You want to be having fun. You want to be enjoying what you're doing. You want to be going from one place to another and feeling like, man, I earned 10 bucks. I earned another 10 bucks. There you go. I'm going to make another 10 bucks. That's how you got to feel. If you get that feeling and know that you could convert that $1 into 3, you're going to be really, really happy doing so. But if you're struggling and kind of thinking, how am I going to make money? Of course, it's going to reflect on your positive being. So always try to, you know, like always try to just have fun. If you wanted to eat on a budget, have fun, but don't spend too much in the restaurants. You know, when you go to restaurants, it's good as an Uber Eats driver because you could, you know, you could get some food from Uber. I get, you know, once in a while, I get really expensive food from Uber, believe it or not. Hold on a sec, guys. The other ways that I'm getting really good food on a budget is by going to Wigman. Wigman is a really, really interesting shopping place. It's expensive, but I managed to find myself some stir-fried rice. And I tried it the other day. I don't know what's up with this fried rice, but I like it. It was 12 bucks, and I managed to eat it for like almost 3 days straight. And I still like it, and it's like a meal for me. And heck, if you ask me why, I can't even tell you why. It's right now. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do an ice cream place, and hopefully, I'll yes. So the ice cream place is here somewhere. I'm gonna get it real quick, and then I'm gonna head out. That's what I gotta do. Gotta get the ice cream and head out. People ask me, do you ever get tempted to like eat the Uber Eats food? That's to like eat the Uber Eats food. That's right now. I managed to get myself some. Well, I managed to pick up some ice cream, and I'm on my way to drop it off. I wanted to take you guys with me and show you guys how I'm doing that. Now I know it's quite an adventure doing this, but I can assure you guys, if you really wanted to have a lot of fun doing this, you have to do this one step at a time. You have to take it slow, without being stressed out, going from one place to another, and maybe just maybe, while you're at it, get yourself some ice cream as well. That's the beautiful part about doing Uber Eats. Now the problem is, it can get quite expensive with the gas and everything, especially with all the prices on gas going up. It could be a little tricky, but needless to say, you still gotta, budget for your food. You gotta keep it low. The tough times are still coming, guys. You want to be budgeting for the food. As you guys know, war already broke out, so you have to start budgeting for the food. This is how I'm budgeting for the food, and this is what works for me. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta see where I'm going, and I'll explain what works for me. works for me is getting stirred fried rice from Wigman and splitting it on 3 days lunches, and also getting like rotisserie chicken for entire rotisserie chicken. Sheesh, me just talking about that chicken already making me hungry. Now I try not to eat a lot. I try to maintain myself, as I mentioned to you guys. I try just not to overeat. I think the beautiful part about not overeating is that you get to enjoy the food when you actually start eating it. I know a lot of people want to eat a lot, but what I try to do is I try to do slightly opposite. I try not to eat a lot, so this way the next food that I'm gonna try is gonna be really delicious. But that's only gonna happen if I don't eat a lot. If I eat a lot, then the food is not gonna taste as good, no matter what kind of food I'm gonna try. So that's the reason why I only eat a little bit. Let's see, where were we? Oh yeah, so yeah, I really eat a little bit, guys. Sometimes I ask myself question, why is it the portions in America are so big? I can never eat the whole thing. I always eat like 1/3 of it, whatever the kind of food I get. Sometimes I wish I could just split the bill with somebody whenever I go to the restaurant, because I could never eat the whole thing. And I was always wondering why that is, why the portions are so big. And I still up to this day never got the answer. But luckily guys, when you start budgeting for your food, you could control the portions by going to Wigman and spending $12 on stirred fried rice and feeling very good about yourself. When I started eating that stirred fried rice, I had no idea how delicious it truly is, especially when you mix it up with some grape oil. And I don't know, I had no idea, I had no clue. So a couple of things I also learned in life. You just gotta let life be, like, you just gotta roll with the flow. You don't really want to overthink things. You just want to be like, guys, if there's something that you're trying to learn and trying to like do best, just let it go. Just go with the flow. That's what I learned. Anything else just doesn't work. That's what I discovered. But when you go with the flow, everything works. I kind of noticed that. Sometimes think of like stopping by one of those diners where they give you that black and white milkshake. It tastes so good. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like I should go and get it, but I never do. It's just something on my mind, but I just never do. I see other people getting it, and I figured maybe while they're getting it, maybe I should just get myself some milkshake as well. Milkshake used to be one of those incredible food drinks that I used to love, and heck, still do. But sooner or later, you just have to kind of maintain your posture. Don't overeat. And I don't know, maybe that's why in certain religions they have this holiday, Ramadan, or I don't even know if that's the correct religious holiday or whatever. But the bottom line is, they have those holidays where people kind of just don't eat a lot. Yeah, and I guess they go through the fasting periods. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I don't know if I could do it though. I think it's cool. The fasting periods, I think that's cool. I don't know if I could do it though. But I like it. I like it when I don't eat too much and then just wait, get hungry, and then eat. I like it. Somehow it just feels so much better, any kind of food. Alright guys, we are on this journey, the journey of trying to deliver this ice cream to somebody right now who ordered that food. We're on that journey. And that journey begins with constant trials, triumphs, and tribulations. That journey begins with jumping into the car and hitting that gas and keep going and moving forward and forward and forward. That's the idea. That's how it all starts, guys. If you want to be in control of everything you do, you just have to hit that gas and hit the pedal through the metal and keep going. That's how you got to do it, guys, with your life and with food and everything that you do, whether it's on a budget or not a budget or whatever the case may be. But you just got to hit that metal through the metal. You just got to push that pedal through the metal. That's basically how the life rolls. In life, the more you fixated about something, the more you lose. That's what I discovered. The instance I became no longer fixated on one object is when I became liberated. Now, many of you probably will say, well, how does it work? It's all connected to neuroscience. Hold on a sec, guys. If you have a moment, whenever you have a chance, guys, go ahead and watch a couple of podcasts about neuroscience and how brain works. You'll be surprised what you're gonna find. And that's how I discovered to become multimillionaire. And yet here I am still driving around doing Uber Eats, talking about, I don't know, food and eating food on a budget. Now, there got to be something more than that in life. But for me, I think just connecting with the overall number of people that I could possibly ever connect it the most with, I think that is the purpose of life. Now, for the longest time I was studying mathematics. I got a double degree in pure math from multiple universities. I'm a computer scientist and cybersecurity cloud engineer, a talent agency owner. I spent a lot of things in life thinking, watching lots of astrophysicists, anthropologists, and lots of smart people. And I came across one theory, the quantum theory, where you are observer, you're being observed, and you're an agent all at the same time. And I believe that's the closest to everything that I came across. That is more real as almost like popping that pill in Matrix, where Neo pops the pill in Matrix and gets out on the other side. If you haven't had a chance to discover that theory yet, that quantum theory, definitely take a look. I think you're going to be mesmerized by the discoveries that it will unfold right in front of your eyes. I think you'll have a different perspective on life, the type of perspective that rarely people talk about. But once you see what's on the other side, it's going to be smooth sailing. Now, let's see where we